Hello everyone out there in the void, Phoebe Rizzo's back, and again. And been doing a couple of these over the past few days, and well, here we are again. And I'm sorry. This movie ain't bad, but I can't take its title seriously. Now, this is the second time on this show we've come across a title that sounds like a porn flick, but isn't. The first one was a couple months ago when I reviewed The Bad Nun. Today we look at Bone Daddy. Can you take that seriously? I can't take that seriously. Well, so, what is Daddy's Bone about? Well, in the context of this movie, the Bone Daddy is a serial killer that has never been caught. He had a rampage about 7 years ago, and then stopped, and now he might be back again. Now, this movie stars Rutger Hauer as used to be a, don't know if cop's the right term, he was on the forensics, and I think he worked down in the morgue and helped with the autopsies. He was a forensics kind of guy. I'm probably messing up all my terms there, but I'm a layman. Anyway, he had worked on the Bone Daddy case, and the fact that it never solved it, he was never able to solve it, always bothered him. But he eventually retired and went on to writing novels, fictionalized accounts of other other serial killers, and a few true crime related things. And finally, he decided to write one on the Bone Daddy. And this one, he fictionalized the ending of it to essentially come up with a culprit, and in the context of his book, the Bone Daddy was caught. Now, this action here pissed off the original Papa Bones, so as his book gets closer to release, well, murders that seem to mirror the originals, the killings start cropping up, particularly as bones are beginning to be found. Apparently for the original era of the Bone Daddy, no bodies were ever actually found, only bones that he had sent in himself. Femurs, tibia, then a few fingers, feet, the like. Anyway, for this one, Rutger Hauer plays William Palmer, and he's it's his, I'm not sure who the first is. I think it's his agent, because he also has a publicity guy who's also there, so it's not his PR guy, so I think it's his agent, is the first victim, and as the bones keep turning up, you realize that, oh, what's happening to this guy is being done while he's still alive, so the Bone Daddy was removing his bones and mailing them off while the guy was still alive and conscious. So Palmer then demands to be let back in on the case and gets pairs with your stock, plucky female detective, and off they go on zany whirlwind murder investigation. Now, just for kind of the tone and general atmosphere of the film, it was very reminiscent of Saw, except without the ghastly death traps. In place of all the gore and mayhem in Saw, you just get boxes with meaty-looking bones turning up. The gore effects in this, well, are kind of a mixed bag. I mean, mostly you get bones covered in, like, some gore, and those just don't look very convincing. That said, when you got the guy strapped to the table and the guy's examining him, showing that there's no bones in this guy's leg, that did look actually more convincing. Now, this movie predates Saw by several years. I think this was circa 1998. While Saw, I believe, hit in 2003. Now, overall, this movie does pose a not too bad of a mystery. So, they try to figure out, is this the original Bone Daddy come back? Is this a copycat killer? Palmer himself is sure. He is sure the original is coming back, despite all the slight changes in the modus operandi. Like, before it was just the bones that were showing up. Now, well, he's getting threatening messages written in pages of his book. He's getting threatening phone calls. They're being left in places which are clearly threatening him directly. Now, is the killer the other than the assistant who he fired and she did and had an affair with the wife of? Is it his own son who hates his father and feels eternally locked in the shadow? Is it the police chief who seems to be trying to cover up something? There's a lot of options here it kind of poses. So, it gives you a lot to play with. And I will say, I was kind of along for the ride on a lot of it. I went into most movies on this collection. I'm not expecting to be very good, other than a few classics that they include on every collection like this. Night of the Living Dead, great movie. I have like 5-6 copies of various collections. But most of the others on here, I mean, Teenage Zombies, yeah, we're gonna expect so much of that. I'm pretty sure MST3K did that one. I mean, The Devil Bad. Yeah, it's Bela Lugosi, but it's not a good film. Wow. This is of the ones I've watched out here. 2 for 2, that actually weren't too bad. Silent Predators, I was expecting to be a lot worse. It wasn't great, but it was more engaging than I expected it to be. Bone Daddy is another case there, and I'll say Bone Daddy did a better job, despite the ridiculous-sounding title. So, I was pleasantly surprised that this one was able to hold my interest much more than I was expecting it to. I'm going to give it a 3 MacGuffins. Most people can pass on this one, but if you like the cop procedurals, looking into searching for serial killers, but don't have the gore capacity for Saw, it's a poor man's Saw, really. So, I enjoyed it overall. 3 MacGuffins, not a very high, but it isn't really towards the low end either. It's straight in the middle. It's average. I don't know if I have really anything else to go on this one. Other than being pleasantly surprised, it doesn't really offer much actual surprises. It's straightforward. It's a decent mystery, but nothing's going to come out of left field on you to shake it up. Alright, that's all I got for this one.